Hello and welcome back to another episode of Wait, what? What's that you say? On my head? This hat? You can't even listen to the intro without instantly noticing it, right? Yeah, it's a Space Jam hat. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. I got this bad boy over at the local Walmart. $10. Pretty cheap, man, considering most of these types of hats usually cost $20. So if you'd like to get one yourself, you can head on over to Walmart. Once again, I'm not sponsored or anything. I just know that everyone's going to be like, man, that hat's awesome. I'd love to have one myself. So there you go. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, this is another episode of What You Missed News. Before we get into that, I do have a product that was sent my way. This is Best Store X. This is a battery backup that charges your Nintendo Switch basically in a carrying case. Basically, you get yourself a USB Type-C magnetic charging cable, very similar to the Apple charging cables. It's not that difficult to do. All you do is pop the switch in, it lines up with this, and you can press the button, and down here you can see the LEDs telling you how much of a battery you actually have in the case, and it basically charges your Nintendo Switch while you store it and carry it. Nevertheless, it's pretty cool. They combined a charger with a carrying case, so that's pretty cool. And they gave you one of those nifty quick disconnects so you don't have to sit there and plug in a wire. Time for us to get back with the news. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to start off with Young Ya. He's a YouTuber who covers a lot of video game news. And in this case, Korea finds a game company. Well, game companies over $950,000 over scummy loot box practices. If you'd like to know more about that, you check into that. But that stems into the next video that he had done as well, where a governor actually visited Bungie. And well, on his Twitter, he talks about visiting Bungie and talking about the gaming industry and leaders in the video game industry. So I don't think it's very good for Bungie that the governor is visiting them. I'm just saying, with all this legislation, whether or not they're going to lobby and donate a big chunk of their money to the governor and make sure that everything goes smooth with their company, I don't know. Maybe they'll be donating to the state and the governor will just nicely overlook the business practices that they're doing. I don't know, ladies and gentlemen, but it's a step in the right direction. At least we're having some type of regulation coming in with these ridiculous loot boxes. Again, the battle is never over. We can still fight and we can still say no to grimy practices in the video game industry. Continuing on, we have Pokemon theme park coming to Universal Studios. So yeah, that's going to be in Orlando's theme park in 2020. If you guys are interested, there's going to be Pokemon attractions like there's going to be Pokemon roller coasters, trains, themed costumes. I mean, there's a lot of cool stuff that's going to be coming. So if you're interested, make sure to take the link in the description below, check into that. And continuing the Pokemon news, you will be able to earn double the candy in Pokemon Go this week with Kanto creatures. So for whatever reason, up until April 17th, Pokemon from Red, Blue, Yellow, and of course Green, that's Gen 1, will be able to be up for players to catch more frequently. That's Charmander, Squirtle, Pikachu, Bulbasaur, the original 151, of course. But you're also going to be able to raid for Aerodactyl, Snorlax, and other stronger versions of those Pokemon in raid battles. I suppose that Mewtwo, Articuno, Zapdos, Moltres might be able to be raided for as well, but that's not talked about in the story. So there you go, if you're an avid Pokemon Go player. In celebration of Mega Man X coming to the Nintendo Switch, I'm wearing my Mega Man shirt, ladies and gentlemen. Now, Mega Man X Legacy Collection 1 and 2 are releasing July 24th. That's the confirmation that we got. Once again, you will have the first series of the Mega Man X games on the cartridge itself for the Nintendo Switch, and the second will be a download that you will have to get. But it has been clarified that they are going to be coming into a single package, even though there are two parts, simultaneously bundled physically. So there you go. Any confusion there? I do have to say that the original X trilogy, X 1, 2, and 3, are probably the best ones. I might not be in the boat where everyone agrees with me and believes in what I'm saying here, but that's how I feel. If you think there's a better Mega Man X game than X 1, 2, and 3, let me know in the comments below. So sources, the PlayStation 5 is still a ways off. I'm not going to go into this story. It's massive. If you want to read about it, you can go ahead and do that. But here's the thing. There's like PlayStation 5 rumors going on all over the place, all right? But I just want to educate you and make you a little bit smart. If you don't know anything about computers, or you don't know much, and it's just basic knowledge that you know, okay, listen to me. The PS4 Pro right now can barely do 4K at 30 frames a second on a lot of its games. Yes, it can, but barely. All right, so tell me, priced at around $200 to $400, depending on how you can get it, the deals you can get it, how much do you think a PlayStation 5 with the capabilities of 4K at 120 frames a second would cost? It would probably be $2,000 to $3,000, ladies and gentlemen, if it even could possibly exist at this point in time. Most games, most game companies, most developers, they don't develop their games to be able to do 4K past 60 frames a second on consoles. So I really don't see it happening. Now, 4K at 60 FPS is something a little bit more realistic, but even that is incredibly difficult. You can see what we got right now. 4K at 30 frames a second. An attempt to double that and double the price tag. The technology just isn't there. Graphics cards prices are off the wall right now. So I'll talk about this a bit more in another video, but just when you hear rumors of ridiculous things like, oh, it's gonna do 4K at 60 FPS. Yeah, at what price? Is it really going to launch at $700, $800, $900? You guys remember, $599 US, the original PlayStation 3, and that tanked hard. So I'm just throwing it out there, ladies and gentlemen. Don't be taken in by rumors. Morrowind, Bioware, and Star Wars Classics are coming to Xbox One backwards compatibility. Yeah, I talked about this on a tweet over at Twitter, but there's also a story to back it up as well. And you're going to have the chance to play a lot of the classic Star Wars games, as well as Battlefront 2. That would be the old Xbox ones, the original Xboxes. If you have the discs for any of these games, you can just pop the disc in and they will become backwards compatible. The games are going to be releasing April 17th and April 26th. If you want to take a look at that list and have a look at those games, you can. These games include notable games like Conquer, as well as Bink the Cat, as well as Jade Empire. I mean, there's a lot of really, really great ones. Destroy All Humans, you know, and the aforementioned Morrowind and Battlefront. So if you guys are interested in that, make sure to take a link in the description below so you know what games are coming out. And speaking of old games, Grand Theft Auto 4 is removing and replacing some licensed music. This is 4, not 5, and this is just due to the fact that they are running out of the license. So if they want to continue selling Grand Theft Auto 4, they have to replace that music because unfortunately they no longer have this license. There is no talk about how it's going to update if you happen to have the console version of the game or the PC version. So I'm not sure if they're going to put out an update to force remove those tracks from your individual games that you already have. They were only mentioning if they wanted to continue selling the game. So they might issue a patch. If they do and you want to keep the old tracks, you probably shouldn't patch your game or update your game. But there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Again, this is a game that can be played offline, so you can avoid that patch if you'd like to keep that music. So Square has issued an update to fix Chrono Trigger for the PC, kind of. I mean, for the most part. Still, again, if you could get your hands on an SNES Classic, I would advocate hacking it. If you could get your hands on a DS, I would just get the DS version of Chrono Trigger. There's emulation. So, yeah, they really needed to release the Chrono Trigger game full and complete right off the bat, but apparently they're going to be giving you the option for original graphics, which removes the crappy filter that a lot of people disliked and allowing you to have the original pixelated graphics, as well as fixing the UI and the optimizations that are needed for the game, as well as updating it for better experiences with controller and keyboard. So there you go. There's going to be optimizations for resolutions on animated cutscenes as well. This is a big thing, but this really should have came out when the game launched. I'm just saying, it was really crappy that they launched in such a broken state, and they got exactly what they deserved. Everyone shunned it and said it was a piece of crap. So there you go. And finally, there's a new malware that locks your files unless you play PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds. Okay? This is kind of a joke because they do give you the password just to unlock your files. It's a joke, man. It's a big joke. A lot of people are saying, at least Bluehole isn't DMCAing the game companies or anything like that. It's funny, This is just a big joke, but I do think it's pretty ridiculous that there is malware out there that would lock your PC unless you play a game, you know what I mean? So there you go, that's this episode of What You Missed News. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, show me your appreciation with one big thumbs up, as well as stay subscribed and click that alert bell to make sure that YouTube alerts you, or you could just check back here every day. I upload daily. So I hope you guys did enjoy this, and I've been your host, Protomario, and I'm signing out. As always, good gaming, God bless, and I hope to see you guys in the next episode. Now I'm off to view my collector's edition of Space Jam 100 times in a row.